Have you been dreaming of riding to a place like this? The Sambar Lake in Rajasthan on a proper adventure tourer class motorcycle? Well, in that case, your dreams might just be coming true, getting very real, and all thanks to the arrival of this Suzuki, the V-Strom 650. But before we carry on, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to stay notified. Now, before we go any further, let's keep in mind that the V-Strom 650 that's on sale in India is the V-Strom 650 XT, which is the more rough road ready V-Strom from Suzuki. So, let's carry on. So, should you be interested in this? Because for about 70,000 rupees less, you would get Kawasaki's Versys 650, which on paper is pretty much on par with the V-Strom. And if you were looking for more power and sophistication, 150cc away sits Triumph's Tiger 800, and in the XCX guys gets the, spoke wheels as well. But that costs a whopping 6 lakh rupees more. So if you're stretching for the V-Strom over the Versys, for the extra cash you get proper spoke rims, and they look beautiful in this gold finish, and those are wrapped with proper tubeless tyres, and these Bridgestones are on-off-road oriented, so good for on-road fun and off-road fun. And that aside, you also get this plastic bash guard for the engine which can handle light bumps and bangs. And that's not all, you also get this knuckle guard. There's also a 12-volt charging socket as standard. But the real big talking point, apart from the wheels, is the fact that the V-Strom gets 3-stage traction control. There's off, there's level 1, which is for everything except for when it starts raining, which is when you move to level 2. And basically that means the extra cash is money well spent. But the V-Strom does miss out a bit. In a sea of two-wheelers, scooters that have LED headlamps or at least LED DRLs, this near 9 lakh rupee motorcycle doesn't have either. And to top it off, its design is a bit awkward, and when you combine those two things together, the halogen headlamps and the design, it starts looking a bit dated. Actually, they have used LEDs on the tail lamp. But what really works for the V-Strom is this yellow color, and it is also available in a cool white. While the chassis looks old and industrial, it is an aluminium twin-spar unit. And talking of hardware, and then when you look at the features, especially the suspension, this gets regular telescopic forks up front which are non-adjustable, unlike the Versys which gets shower upside-down forks. On the upside, this has a remote preload adjuster for the rear monoshock and rebound damping adjustment as well. You might be thinking that I missed out on some things and this V-Strom is looking pretty well equipped, but let me tell you, it's wearing 4 accessories, starting with that main stand, then there's this partial chain guard, and there's of course that crash protector over there. And last but definitely not the least is this top box over here, which has 55 liters of storage. Let me show you. Yeah, just turn the key, flip it open, press that button. You can get 2 full face helmets in here easy. And that's not all. It also comes with its own mounting plate which has a quick release mechanism, which means you can do this. And all these accessories come for 77k as a package. If you bought them individually, it would be about 89. Sweet, huh? Now, proper ADVs can be intimidating for shorter riders like me. I'm 5'6", and so is the V-Strom 650 a significantly better motorcycle for a rider like me. Now, when you compare it to the V-Strom 1000, the seat height is lower by 15 millimeters. Might not sound like much, but it is a lot. And interestingly, Suzuki's 5th accessory comes in here. They're offering a low seat option which drops the seat height from 835mm to 815mm, 20mm lower. And I would recommend that to all shorter riders out there because the curb weight is 216 kilos, which is 12 kilos lighter than the V-Strom 1000, but still it's 216 kilos. That's something you can feel when you're especially picking the bike off the stand or maneuvering it at lower speeds. At the same time, you get that experience that you want of being on a big bike. And that's also good news for taller riders. If you're up to 6 feet, I think the V-Strom 650 will accommodate you quite well. So the question I'm sure you're asking is it a proper adventure bike? Well, a little bit of a hint of that is in the foot pegs. It doesn't get serrated edges and it doesn't have removable shoes either, right? And then when you dig a little bit deeper in the spec sheet, you'll find the front forks travel is 150 mm, which by proper ADV standards is pretty low.
A proper bash plate is in the works from Suzuki, and it will be a must-have if you plan to rough it out.
And then there's the weight. You do feel that at low speeds and in shifty conditions, you do have to manage it. But trust me, it's not something that should put you off the V-Strom. It's something that once you spend time with, get used to, you'll get over it and you'll be able to play around with the V-Strom a fair bit. It feels like a solid, capable motorcycle, and it really does feel that even in the loose stuff. And those tires, the tubeless tires, make you feel safe and confident even when you wander off the road.
The V-Strom is a sweet handler, and it does manage to put you at ease fairly quickly. It is no doubt helped by its ultra-long wheelbase, which is even longer than the V-Strom 1000.
So yes, the V-Strom, it might not be an out-and-out off-roader, but it is very capable for rough-roading. Oh, and that reminds me, we haven't spoken about the engine, which brings us to our next point. And that is the V-Strom good for touring? Well, this V-twin 650cc engine is a gem. It just feels so relaxed, so smooth, and so capable no matter what you want to do. You want to overtake, it's got the torque. It's actually got enough right from 2,500 RPM to pull cleanly. You can pull in 6th gear from 50 smooth, well under 40 even in 5th gear. So this is really a very capable engine, and while cruising on the highway, 120 kph is 5,500 RPM, which you can do all day long.
If you want to know what the Vstrom 650 XT sounds like, stay with us till the end of the video. Vstrom has a 20-litre fuel tank, and with the indicated fuel efficiency hovering around the mid 20 kpl mark, it means the Vstrom is a really long-legged machine. But the fuel efficiency number will drop if you start to rush things. And talking about rushing along,
and well, if you decide to gun it for the horizon or the next corner and take the revs past 8,000 RPM, that's when you start feeling just a bit of a buzz from the seat and from the pegs. But on the whole, the engine is very capable and refined. The red line, 10,500 RPM, and if you decide to, it can really pull all the way there, clean and quick.
even then the long wheelbase and the supple suspension will keep you confident and comfy.
And then there's the seating comfort. The rider's triangle, which is your seating position, is spacious, it's upright. So whether you're short or tall, you should be comfortable here. And that's also thanks to this standard seat, which offers good cushioning. And the seat fabric, the seat cover, it looks good. Weird thing to talk about, but it's also grippy. And that's not all. You have this windscreen, which provides adequate protection. The problem here is that to adjust it, it's got 3 steps for adjustment, but to adjust it, you need tools.
Also, keep in mind, a 6,500 km service interval might slow you down on a Bharat Darshan.
And it's awesome that Suzuki is offering luggage as an accessory right out of the showroom. But it would have been better if they had offered panniers instead of the top box, because the top box does affect handling when you're out on the highway. Now this question might be small, but the impact of it, not so much. Is it going to be good to live with? The short answer is yes. If you've heard everything we had to say, here's the roundup again. The engine, super tractable, so great for low speed use, slick gearbox, so no issue there again. You've got great seating comfort, it's got great turning radius, and the suspension can tackle our non-existent city roads quite well. And that, of course, also comes with the added safety net of traction control and ABS as standard.
The light clutch, Suzuki's anti-stall technology, and the super reliable engine will make this a trusty companion for years to come.
So the V-Strom is calling itself a sport adventure tourer. So is it sporty? Well, like most modern day ADVs, find a good sweeping road and you'll find that the V-Strom can be hustled and can be had fun with. But is it as sporty and as eager as, let's say, a Tiger or a Multistrada? Well, no, it is more restrained, and that's no surprise, but on the whole, it is confident and really composed when you do hustle it, which makes it friendly for maybe even newer riders. And when you look at the brakes, you've got solid bite from those dual discs up front, but the ABS does cut in a bit abruptly. And the tires, given that they have the on-off road focus, the grip on offer is certainly commendable.
And this being a Suzuki, quality is impressive, details are well worked out, and you have a sense of reassurance thanks to the wide service network.
So is the Suzuki V-Strom 650 XT right for you? Well, like we said at the beginning, if you've been dreaming of getting an adventure tourer class motorcycle that gives you the proper big bike feel and couldn't really stretch your budget all the way to well over 10 lakh rupees, then the V-Strom 650 XT certainly sits in the sweet spot. It isn't a motorcycle that's going to out and out excite you, but nonetheless it is a very capable and very well-rounded motorcycle irrespective of what you throw at it, whether it's touring, whether it's off-road, or whether it's even commuting in the city. And that engine with its V-twin configuration really gives it so much character. That pulse is something that almost makes it like a companion on your journeys. And then when it comes to the price, you could say that it is more expensive than the competition, but keep in mind that Suzuki has managed to price this on par with other markets, which is incredible considering the duties that you have to pay and the fact that it is being assembled in India. So that is job well done. So a great reason to go for the Suzuki V-Strom 650 XT would be that you want to travel really far and wander a bit wild without breaking the bank.